which AMQ provides us with the ROI300, which you guys are going to learn about today. Just to start off, you know where guys are kicking off our fall-winter semester. So on the front page, I went ahead and you guys saw all the meeting requests I sent yesterday. I apologize for that, but I wanted it to get into everybody's schedule. So you'll see here all the next classes we're going to be doing. So the next one I think is going to be a really good one. It's field measuring. So I really feel like everybody needs to be at that one. So I'm going to let Sean take it over. I'll jump in whenever.
Can I come to field measuring?
Yes.
I'm remodeling my kitchen. My measurements are all over the place. So, exactly. Well, thank you everyone for having us again, and thank you to everyone at Reiki that was really on board with the ROI300. Really a unique opportunity here. You guys are the only ones that have this type of setup where we've really been able to fully brand this chair under your guys' name and really make this, a great competitive chair for you guys to really go out into the market and win with. So we're going to get into more sales pitches and everything, and why this is such a unique chair and why it's a good chair for you guys to be selling, especially at the price point. We're going to go through install quickly. So if you guys have some other stuff to do, you can keep going. So basically, kind of go through everything that comes in the box. What you want to do is pull everything out of the box. I always use the actual box as my platform to install, just because it makes everything go a lot easier, a lot smoother. But we get the camera on this.
You guys can notice too that the box has been privately labeled for ROI students.
Yes, exactly. So it's also another good thing to take to the customer. So seat pan, back, okay, then you have your Mac. Oh, brought it to the chair. Base. Okay, so you want to make sure you get everything out of there first, because a lot of people will get half of it, throw it out, and then they'll forget all the hardware. So I want to make sure that you have that as well. So I always start with my seat pan. What you guys will notice, and here's a quick sales tip for you guys too. I'll go through it later, but the seat pan comes without the fabric on there already, okay? Why is that a good thing? One, okay, this seat cover that goes on it is machine washable. So if it gets soiled, there's a lot of families, smaller companies out there that love this as part of the chair, because if they get dirty, anything like that, they can take these off, throw them in the washing machine. Two, they're always replaceable. If they get sick of gray, you want to add a splash of color, okay, for I think it's $18 to your guys, $18 net to you guys to buy a new one, so they can get new colors, and continually we're going to be coming out with new seat pans, all that kind of stuff for them. So another good sales point there. Third, really one thing that sets this chair apart from a lot of the competition is the seat pan itself. All right, a lot of bigger chair manufacturers out there, all they use is a plywood board as the base to your seat pan, and then an extra thick cushion. The thicker they think, the more comfortable it's going to be. Sometimes that's the case, sometimes not. The construction of this seat pan, as you can see, is kind of a waffle comb construction. And what that allows, when someone sits on the chair, the foam actually gets dispersed into that waffle comb construction, all right, adding extra comfortability. It really helps to displace the foam and really adds for that more of a comfortable sit there. So that's a really big selling point. When I'm out there demoing a chair and showing someone that, okay, I like to kind of kick out the seat pan. We're Velcroed right on the back here. Okay, pull that up and show them the waffle comb. Okay, and then this is where I also show how you can take off the seat cover and how it's machine washable, that kind of thing too. So really a great selling point to the chair. It does add for a little extra time on the installation, but much more benefit down the road. Okay? So quickly we'll go into putting this chair together. I always start with the seat pan, put it up there, and then grab the arms. The seat cover will go on last. We'll do that one last. Okay, so we want to do arms first. Make sure I have the right. Okay, so all you really need for this is a screw gun, okay, and an Allen wrench. Do you have the Phillips head? Kick that in real quick. Other thing you want to make sure the arms are going on the right way. Because you can also put them on backwards and then your arms are farther back than the chair goes. So you just want to make sure the arms kind of come pointing forward like that. So you just want to make sure you get them on the right side there. Keep going with these, you can keep gunning them in. Okay, the next thing I do is I position the mechanism. I don't screw the mechanism in yet though. This is a common misconception and can just force you to have to go back in order to go forward again. The next step, and this is kind of the only one that's kind of backwards with how other chair manufacturers do, you want to place the mechanism, but you want to first attach the back to the mechanism and then the mechanism to the seat pan. If you do it the opposite way and you attach the mechanism to the seat pan first, it gets really hard. You can't fully get that chair or the back in place. Another good thing about this is there's actually notches in the seat pan, so it's really easy to be able to line that up. You find where those two notches are, and then all four of your screw holes are going to be lined up, and it's already going to be locked in place there, which is nice. So then we take the Allen wrench. That's the 3 ones. No, you want to do the back first, and then the seat. Okay, so this is where you'll need the Allen wrench. Okay, get that mechanism attached to the back. You can sink these screws in. Okay, so now that the back's attached, kind of slide the seat pan back so you have room there. Okay, you line up those notches. All right, then you have the 4 screw holes. 2 are right front on the interior part of the mechanism, and then the back 2 are on the exterior. Basically, there's a big black plate on the bottom that you're going to be sinking this into. That's basically the structure of the seat slider, just so you guys know. And you'll be able to tell where the seat slider is. There's kind of a tooth comb type locking mechanism that allows you, when you pull it out, for that seat to slide forward and backwards. putting the casters on, easiest way I like to do it is just face the base to the ground. Okay, so you can really just use the ground as a pressure point to slide these casters right in. They pop in really easily. Awesome. Then you take the cylinder, pop that into the mech. Base on the cylinder. I like to jam this in, kind of like actually slam it down kind of hard, because you really want to get this cylinder set into the mechanism. Okay, there's issues before where we just installed chairs and the cylinder's already dead. Why does that happen? Sometimes if the cylinder is not fully locked in and synced with the mechanism, by the first time someone sits on it, it's actually a little bit wobbly, and that can kill the cylinder. It can hit the pressure point that hits the cylinder, allowing it to go up and down. Okay, that can actually, if you hit it on the side or something, if it's not fully in there, that will kill the cylinder, and that's kind of what would happen there. So normally I like to give it a nice anger management. All right, that's basically putting the structure of the chair together. And then the last thing is just the seat pan. So, is Ellie here? No. Okay, so we had an issue the other week up in Rockford, and we installed a bunch of these chairs around a conference table, and the client was looking at them really closely and realized that there was some puddling in the back from the seat pan. Okay, and that'll happen A, because this is a sock. But B, what you really want to make sure you do when you put this in is really massage the foam into the back corners to make sure it really fills out on the back side here. Okay? 2 reasons you want to do that. One, if you don't fully get the foam kind of to these back corners and you try to zip this up, the zipper could pop open. You don't want to do that. But also because once you install it, there can end up being a little bit of puddling in back here. So that's what I like to do, is make sure that I really get the foam into these back corners. Because then it also gives me a little bit more room in the front, where you see this front Velcro. The Velcro will attach all the way to the front of the seat pan. So the farther back you can get it to the back of the seat, the more leverage you're going to have, or the more space you're going to have to use this Velcro to get to the front. Okay, so I always like to inspect it, make sure the seams kind of go right in line with the outside of the foam there. All right, and then the zipper should, nice and easy, zip right to the front. And then all you're going to do is get it right back, find the center, and I like to work inside out. Get that Velcro attached there. And then there's little notches on the side. Locked in there. Actually, you know what? It's always easier if you pull out the seat pan too. So yeah, like I said, there's little notches right on the side that you'll see. The seat pan kind of just cuts in really quickly, and the chair fabric has actually, it's upholstered to go right around that notch, so it gives it kind of that clean finish and look to it. Just attaching the rest of the Velcro, making sure it's flush. And then on the back side, you have 2 Velcro latches there. Nice and easy, you can just kind of fold them over. Okay, and that's how you put the chair in. really. I do what I'm good at, talking a lot.
Do you mind like showing just the functions of it too, or
Yes, absolutely.
can you go through each one of them?
Yeah.
And also, I gave everybody the warranty page and also the cut sheet. We sell this chair for $340. And Sean, you were thinking about, we get about 300 per carton.
Yeah.
And I think we're just placing another order.
We just went through the first one, so we're about to place the next container, and we're hoping phase 2. I know that a lot of you guys like the sit-to chair, so possibly getting that. Yeah.
And then we don't stock any of these parts as of right now. We haven't run into any problems with meeting casters or anything, so we'll take that as it comes across.
Thank you. Okay, so how to effectively sell this chair? This, again, like I said, is a very unique chair because for this price point, there really isn't another chair in the market like its kind. Fit and finish, this chair was designed off of the Steelcase Think chair. So you'll see a lot of the same curves in the back, the design aspect, the arm functionality, where you have 3-way mobile arms where they can adjust front and back and side to side, as well as up and down, okay? The next one, so again, it's gonna be your fully loaded chair at this price point. You know, no need to add on, pull, or take off any other functionalities. It comes with exactly what you see. The 3-way adjustable arms, you have the lumbar support, okay, which is the where it changes the tension of the mesh. You know, a lot of chairs are going to this type of lumbar support rather than a strap lumbar support because a lot of people, some people find the strap lumbar to be somewhat uncomfortable, and possibly in different cases, people that have medical needs, those kind of things, it can actually be somewhat cutting off circulation, okay? So this is kind of the reason they designed the lumbar support like that. Your seat slider, again, it's not a spring-loaded seat slider, so just so you guys know, when you're demoing it, it's not one of those seat sliders where you pull it out and it's really easy to kind of kick your hips out with it. Okay, it's more of a get out and adjust, all right, and sit back down. So just so you know, it's not a spring-loaded one. The mechanism, again, I think a lot of us know about the synchro tilt mechanism, but just to go over it again, what synchro tilt mechanisms do is they make the back and the seat pan work independently, which is perfect for tasking situations. Again, it's all about being able to have good blood flow when you're sitting in a chair for a long period of time. So when the seat and back work independently, for every 2 degrees I lean back, the seat pan only comes up 1 degree. All right, and what does that do? It eliminates the old bucket chair where you go back and the seat pan's coming up every time you're leaning back. That cuts into the bottom side of your leg, and that's how you end up, you know, long days, you can end up losing good circulation to your legs. So synchro tilt mechanism is really what you always want to be specifying in a tasking area. But you know, another good thing about this mechanism is it's not, you know, your off the shelf, your basic lowest price point mechanism. As you guys can tell, it's a higher end mechanism. So it's got a great look to it, as well as with some of those higher end chairs that you sit in. You know, a lot of these cylinders, you know, you press this, you know, you feel like you're almost on like one of those carnival rides that make you sick. It has a nice smooth, you know, up and down kind of flow to it, which again, it's those smaller details that really go into what makes a higher end chair. And the best part about this chair and what you guys have in this chair is the price point. You're getting everything, you know, every other company, if you had a chrome base, that adds about $150 to your list price point. Okay, these come standard. So That's really all of the different functionalities of the chair. Kind of what makes it a fully ergonomic chair is, you know, you want that seat slider, you want that lumbar support, you want those arm adjustments. And again, you know, the arm pads, just the feel to them, the finish, like I said, it was kind of designed off of the steel case thin chair. So, you know, you really, you know, it's like when you sit in a car, the first thing you want to do is you want to run your hands over the leather, you want to feel like it's a high-end car, and that's really kind of the same concept that we put into, I didn't put anything into designing the chair, but good old Bruce, our friend Bruce, we all know him. So that was really what he was going after when he was making this chair, and really making sure it's in a price point that goes after some of those you know, lower to mid-market chairs that really is kind of driving our industry right now.